Good evening and welcome back to Let's Play Game of Thrones. When we left off last time, we started off in battle. Well, we started off at a wedding. It was celebration, which quickly turned into battle because it was the Red Wedding. We lost the lord of our house and his eldest son. Then we came home and our dad and our sister was dead too, so everything's really sucking for us right now. But we did manage to save House Forrester's sword, and we've got a message to bring from Lord Forrester to our uncle. So let's take a look at everything here. As we wait for, I think Lady Forrester is going to talk to us first, the Maester said. And then someone's supposed to be fetching our uncle.
The Ironwood Grove.
We don't get to see it? Alright. What do we got here?
An ironwood shield.
The strongest wood in the known world. You seem to be favouring it. Always sad to see a warrior lose a leg.
I'm fine, Maester Ortingrin. Look, I'll show you.
We're doing good. I'm just looking around. Don't be in such a hurry to cut my leg off. Okay, so here's our lord.
Lord Forrester. There was an honour to squire for him. Gregor the Good.
And it's really petty to bring this up now, but he said, oh, I'm going to promote you, but keep it a secret for tonight because we don't want to make the other squires jealous. So now nobody else knows. And there's not going to be a good way we can bring it up. Like, oh, by the way, I'm supposed to not be a squire anymore because it just seems really tacky given that, everybody died. So, not the end of the world if we're stuck a squire for longer. It's not the most important thing going on right here.
Roderick. He was our best warrior by far. Ryan. Never easy being the fourth-born son.
Alright, Lady Forrester.
Lady Forrester. She's always been kind to me. Treated me like I was a Forrester myself.
Which, I have to stop and take a moment. Red Wedding. So as I'm reading the books, going along, I find that I really, 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 really just hate Catelyn Stark. Because she's so evil to Jon Snow. Like, the whole time. I get it. She thinks that he's Eddard Stark's bastard. And I don't. I think, obviously, he's Lyanna's daughter that Eddard agreed to raise for her. Because, come on, he's not the kind of guy. He's so into being honorable and being noble. He's not the kind of guy who's going to sire a kid out of wedlock. Not in this world. But, so he brings Jon Snow back with him. And Catelyn, his whole freaking life, like, this is her children's brother, so far as she knows. Yeah, it sucks if your husband cheated on you, but at the same time, they'd only just been married. They barely had any time together. Just get over it. Get over it. It was how many years? And he's been part of your household for so long, and your kids all like him? Why are you going to continue to be evil to him at every opportunity and alienate him from his brothers and sisters? It just makes life awkward for everybody. Like, and why are you going to blame the kid in the first place? It's not his fault. He's just a kid. She was just so hateful. And then the Red Wedding, she died, and I thought, better this than killing off another character I liked, except she came back. You can just never be rid of her. So nice to hear that Lady Forrester she's kind to people that aren't her children. It's not exactly the same situation. She doesn't have to deal with the presence of a bastard-born son in her house. But really, like, why does Catelyn even care? She has so many kids of her own that would be in line to take over House Stark's leadership anyhow. Like, what possible threat does Jon Snow even hold? Why she got to spend her life just being ashamed that he lives there with her? Like, just get over it. Anyhow, Mira.
Mira. Still in King's Landing, I suppose.
That's not a good place to be.
Although, I wonder if they'll bring her home.
They should probably pull her home really quick. Talia and Ethan. Twins?
Talia and Ethan. I suppose Lord Ethan now.
Oh, yep. So he's the one. But who's Asher?
Asher. Exiled to Essos, unfortunately.
Oh. The codex page, huh? Let's take a look. Ah, Gregor Forrester, Lord of Ironrath. Lord Forrester is lord of a strong northern house and a bannerman of House Stark. As a youth, he famously arm-wrestled Galbert Glover for the privilege of becoming the man's squire. Glover later joked that he'd gladly lose the match all over again. Gregor married Alyssa Branfield, daughter of Southern Targaryen loyalists, before Robert Baratheon seized the Iron Throne. Gregor ascended to the lordship after his father died at the Trident, and has led House Forrester during the 16 years since. All right. Lady Alyssa Forrester, Lord Forrester's wife. Alyssa Forrester was born to House Branfield, a minor southern house that was destroyed when the Targaryen dynasty fell. She had been married to Gregor for many years when Robert's rebellion signaled her family's demise, yet she nonetheless felt conflicted between her father's loyalties and her husband's. In time, Alyssa came to feel that Ironrath was her true home, and she embraced her role as the Forrester matriarch. She has silently sworn that she'll never see her family destroyed again. Roderick, firstborn son. Lord Forrester's eldest son, Roderick, was trained from an early age to shoulder the burdens of leadership. In truth, he was built for the role, strong, charismatic, and formidable on the battlefield. When Robb Stark called his banners to war, Lord Forrester asked Roderick to stay behind and protect Ironrath, but Roderick would have none of it. Instead, he rode off at his father's side and led the Forrester cavalry with such valor that his name came to be feared amongst the ranks of Lannister soldiers. Asher. Exiled second son. Asher had always been a rebellious youth, brawling in taverns, sleeping with whores, and finding ways to raise his father's ire. But his life took a dark turn when, at age 17, he fell in love with Gwyn Whitehill, the eldest daughter of his father's bitter rival. Bloodshed ensued, and Lord Forrester faced a grim choice: go to war or exile Asher across the narrow sea. He chose the latter. Asher remains in Essos to this day, living as a sellsword, trying not to think about the life he left behind. Oh, he sounds like a very interesting character. Mira, eldest daughter. Mira had always been fond of Ironrath, but Lady Forrester, wanting her eldest daughter to learn the ways of a southern court, arranged for Mira to serve as a handmaiden to Marjorie Tyrell. To Mira's great surprise, she enjoyed attending on Marjorie at Highgarden, and followed her to King's Landing with enthusiasm. Life in the capital has not been easy for Mira, as her straightforward northern ways are often at odds with the subtleties of court life, but she also has more guile than she realizes. Ethan, third-born son. Whereas his elder brothers were natural warriors, Ethan always found himself drawn to pursuits of the mind, particularly music and books. He also bore a great love for the towering trees of Ironrath, a love he still shares with his twin sister Talia. Ethan was just a boy when House Forrester joined the War of the Five Kings, but by war's end he had been thrust into a role he was unprepared for. On cool autumn evenings, Ethan can, still be heard playing his lute in the Ironwood Grove. Talia, second-born daughter. During her fourth pregnancy, Lady Forrester dreamed she would birth a daughter with a voice like the summer rain, but as fate would have it, she gave birth to a boy. The infant, Ethan, wailed for hours, until Lady Forrester entered a second labor, this time birthing a girl. She named the girl Talia, after her own mother, and from then on Ethan hardly ever cried. Her dream came true, for there's no sound at Ironrath more lovely than that of Talia singing as her brother plays the lute. Ryan, fourth-born son. The last of the Forrester children, Ryan grew up idolizing his elder siblings and spent many an hour chasing Ethan and Talia through the grove. His youth has been pleasant and shielded from responsibility, but recently Ryan's innocence has begun to fade. When the war began, Ryan was too young to understand why Roderick and his father were leaving home, but the grim realities of a house at war has been impossible to avoid, and Ryan now asks questions for which his siblings have no easy answers. And here's Gared. Gared Tuttle, squire to Lord Forrester. Gared was raised on stories of heroism about the likes of Arthur Dane and Simeon Stareyes. Though the son of a pig farmer, he has always aspired to one day become a warrior himself. With the help of his uncle Duncan, who had risen from low-born origins to become castellan of Ironrath, Gared found work in Lord Forrester's stables, rising through the ranks to eventually be named his squire. Gared has served Lord Forrester throughout the long months in King Robb's army, and is ready to be a warrior in his own right. Aha, Duncan Tuttle. So this is our, uncle. As a boy, Duncan showed such talent for managing his family's farm, that everyone assumed he'd one day take over. But Duncan was fated to run more than fields in a pig pen. In time, he struck up an unlikely friendship with Gregor Forrester, the heir to House Forrester. The two grew close, and when Gregor became lord, he named Duncan his castellan. Many eyebrows were raised, but Duncan proved himself worthy, and has served the house well in the long years since. Sir Royland de Gore, Ironrath's master-at-arms. We haven't even met this guy yet. How many of them are there? Okay, not too many more. Well, we'll take a little break and pick up with Sir Royland later. Let's get back into the game.
I may be mistaken. You do seem able to put weight on it.
Yeah, it's just fine. Just give me a break. I'm exploring. got on the table here? We're just going to take his bandages. All right. I'm going to take these healing herbs.
This might help.
All right. He doesn't mind that we're taking his supplies. All right. Ugh. I don't want to touch it. It's gross, but I feel like I should because the option's there.
Rather cute little creatures, aren't they?
No, don't touch it.
Yes.
Ugh. No, they're horrifying. Ooh. Alright, we'll talk to him a little later. Let's look at
No,
this one.
you see there? You're limping again.
I'm fine, really.
Just give it a little bit of time, man. Well, let the maggots do their work. Don't be so convinced you want to take it off. I'm gonna limp a bit because I'm injured. It's okay. Alright, I think we checked out everything. Let's talk to him. Well, first we'll look at him.
Keep moving. I need to see you walk.
No, actually I'm ready to talk to you. I'm walking just fine.
I'll admit, you do seem better than was to be expected.
I don't want to
believe
necessarily...
your leg will be fine. Only time will tell, but...
I don't
Lady
want to show him
Forrester.
the sword because it doesn't need to be given to
Welcome
him.
home, Gared. We're all relieved to know you survived.
Well, thank you.
my lady.
Talia asked to see you.
Gared, I heard what happened. Is it true?
I'm sorry.
Your family...
Oh, but your family too. It's very nice of her to be concerned.
So sorry.
Me too.
Off to bed now. Hurry on. Gared was just telling me how valiantly Lord Forrester fought to the end, even when all was lost. I'm sure Lady Forrester would like to know.
Yeah,
He
we'll
was
be
a
awesome.
hero, my lady. The bravest man on the battlefield by far.
Yet he was unable to save his own son.
That wasn't his fault.
You were with Roderick, no? I'm sure it was chaos and confusion. But if you can remember anything, I'm sure Lady Forrester would like to know.
He fought valiantly, my lady.
Of course he did. He was House Forrester's best.
I wonder if she would rather have heard that there was nothing that could be done to save him. That might
This
have
has been
meant more.
so incredibly difficult for us, especially the children. But I was told you were the last to see my husband alive.
Yes, my lady.
I know it may be difficult to remember, but if I may ask, was there anything he said?
Any last words before he passed? If you can remember.
We'll
It
lie
would mean
because
so much to the family.
it's important.
He said he loved you.
That's very kind of you to say. You have the Forrester's sword.
Yes, that is for you.
Ethan should have it.
Or
Now
Ethan.
that he is Lord.
Lord Forrester asked me to return it to the house. He said this is where it belongs. With his family.
Thank you, Gared.
Of course, my lady.
It demands a response.
What's
It's
this
too
now?
dangerous, especially now.
Now is the time to prove our strength.
I'll be sure it's given to Ethan.
Thank you.
Duncan, this was our land. They were our people. Your family.
I share your outrage, Sir Royland. I do. But now is not the time to provoke the Whitehills. Not with Ramsay Snow coming to see us bend the knee.
The hell with Ramsay Snow, the bastard.
Gared, you understand what this means. You killed a Bolton, and Ramsay Snow will want his retribution.
He doesn't get retribution.
We're the ones that should be demanding retribution. This happened on Forrester land.
Yeah.
They killed my family.
And they'll pay for what they've done. That much I promise. But now is not the time for vengeance.
If not now, when?
Actually, I can kind of get behind that sentiment. We don't necessarily have to have vengeance right now. But he makes it sound like I might be in trouble. Oh, Ramsay Bolton's coming, or Ramsay Snow's coming. He's going to want a just retribution for his men being killed, blah, blah, blah. His men killed our people. They were on our land. They killed our people. I rightly, justly, executed them. So he can come and complain all he wants. We're not giving him anything. I'm not in trouble for this, or at least it's sounding like maybe he's insinuating I might be because Ramsay Snow might want me to be in trouble, but too bad for you, Ramsay Snow.
We have to be smart. Ramsay Snow will be here within the week.
Okay.
And what would you have us do? Nothing.
I would have us use our heads while they're still attached to our shoulders.
Fair enough.
Gared has lost as much as anyone else within these walls. Maybe you can talk some sense into your uncle.
Gared's suffered enough already. You ask too much of the boy.
He deserves to be heard.
We do need to be smart.
My
There's a
uncle's
lot
right.
going on right now.
We need to be smart.
Smart. Eddard Stark was smart. And look where that got him.
Gotta take a pause again. Eddard Stark, in a lot of ways, was smart, but at the end, he made such a terrible error. Why? He was too blind. He figured things out, but then to go to Cersei and be like, "Oh well, I'm gonna give you this opportunity to run and be safe," it was kind-hearted of him, but very, very, very foolish. Very foolish. She's obviously an extremely intelligent woman. She's managed to manipulate, all these events thus far. She arranged for Robert to die. Is this really someone that you want to threaten? It was a terrible plan. So, although he was smart in a lot of ways, he was too stuck on the idea of honor and nobility and assuming that other people would follow that as well. The smart thing would have been to get the word out. Maybe he should have just got the word out and made the accusations, and then if he wanted to be kind to her, then he could have exiled her and her kids. That would have been the kind thing to do. The smart thing to do is not to give her a warning that you're planning on ruining her life, because we saw how that turned out. I really liked him too.
So,
I really liked
what's to
Eddard.
be done?
Ultimately, it will be for Lord Ethan to decide.
Yeah, but we can all
Just
come
a
up with
boy
a
who
plan
can
to
barely
kind
hold a
of
sword.
guide him along.
He knows nothing of how to lead men.
He is the lord of this house, and he needs our help. It's bad enough the Boltons would have us bend the knee and swear fealty. But now, this. I'll accuse you of murder, and us of protecting you.
The boy was just defending himself.
It
I'm
wasn't
not
murder.
faulting him for what he did.
It wasn't murder. It was justice.
Yeah.
Not in their eyes. It's just the excuse Ramsay Snow would need to put us to the torch and kill us all.
Really? They're gonna try and kill us because they came onto our land and killed some of our people and we're stealing our pigs? I mean, I get if they're a strong house, we need to be worried about them, but how could they even attempt to say that Gared is a murderer and demand him to be killed? How could they... they don't have a leg to stand on. It just seems bizarre to me that they're going to try to turn this against... it doesn't seem like we're in the weak point here unless we're not that strong of a house. I'm not sure how powerful we're supposed to be in comparison to the other houses, but no, they clearly were in the wrong.
Like to see them try.
I'm afraid it's a risk we cannot take, which is why you cannot stay.
What?
Cannot stay. Duncan.
Where would I go?
Where would I go?
The one place beyond the reach of even House Bolton.
The wall? Is he going to send me to the wall?
You're sending him to the wall. The boy's done nothing wrong.
Not in the eyes of the Boltons.
Then,
I'm afraid it's the only solution.
no.
Uncle, you can't send me to the wall. I'm not a criminal.
Don't
There'd be
bend down to the
nothing we could
Boltons.
do to protect you. To stay would bring destruction upon us all. I know that's not what you want. I know it's difficult to understand. But you must think of the house.
I won't put others at risk.
But I think this is being too
I'll
weak.
go.
I know it doesn't seem fair, but it is what's best.
It's letting them know that they can do whatever they want and push us around. I think this is a stupid decision. Unless it turns out that the Boltons really are a much more powerful family than us.
You can have my horse, and I'll see you have plenty of food. But we haven't much time. The Whitehills will come looking for you.
Oh, give him the message. Hold up, Duncan. Gared. Gared, you need to tell him what Lord Forrester told us to tell him. Come on. Do
Word
it now.
up to me. I'd gladly drive a sword through Lord Whitehill's heart if given a chance. I would. And God's willing, someday I will. But for now, I have House Forrester to consider first. I know you're not a criminal, but Lord Forrester would be proud that you're putting the interests of the house ahead of your own. Many of Lord Forrester's best men have volunteered for the war. His own great-uncle was a ranger with the Night's Watch.
I'll do what's best.
Which often isn't what's easiest, but necessary nonetheless.
This is really bugging me. There's information I don't have that's kind of crucial to how I feel about this. If we could stand against the Boltons and the Whitehills, if our house is strong enough, then I say, bring it on, guys, because we were in the right. So throw your accusations of murder. We'll stand strong against it. But if it turns out the Boltons and the Whitehills really are a whole lot stronger than House Forrester, then I guess this is the route we have to go, but it feels like cowardice.
I've been waiting for the right moment to tell you.
All right, about time.
What?
Lord Forrester asked me to give you a message. He said, the North Grove can never be lost.
Sorry. You caught me by surprise. It's not often discussed, if ever.
He said tell only you.
What's so special about it?
For good reason. Most don't even know it exists. They think it's just a myth made up by wildlings and fools, and it's better kept that way.
Well,
I assume you kept your word.
I did. But now
You
that you're
haven't told
exiling me,
anyone
can
else,
you go ahead and tell me all about it?
This is important, Gared.
I didn't tell anyone.
Of course not. I told no one.
Well done. Lord Forrester was right to put his trust in you.
Okay, so you go ahead and trust me too. What
From
is
this
the
day
North Grove?
forward, this will be our secret. But soon, I may need your help.
What?
I can't say anything more just yet.
Oh, come
Just
on.
know the North Grove may very well be vital to the future of this house.
Give me more than that.
But don't breathe a word of it to anyone at the wall. Become a ranger if you can. It will help.
All right. Will do, I guess.
Iron from ice.
Iron from ice.
Remember, you represent House Forrester. Your actions at the wall will reflect the honor and dignity of the house.
I'll serve with honor.
I know you will.
Wow. What a turn of events. We start out so excited, we're gonna be promoted, moving up
Gared,
from being a
wait.
squire, and then now exiled to the wall. Now what was just... Is there a little more going on between these two? This is the same gal, and again, she's very concerned about Gared. Is this... I wonder if she has like a little crush on him or something. But we'll take what she's offering. Thank you. Oh, it's her own necklace. Oh, yeah.
Be safe.
Oh, sorry, Talia. There's no hope for romance between them. You're not allowed on the wall. Plus, even if you
Ethan?
were promoted, I don't know if he'd be allowed. She's a lord's daughter.
Ethan!
What's... What about what's going on with Gared?
I couldn't find him. Could you?
He hides too well. And if he was smart, he would reveal himself.
I don't like this game anymore. Maybe something happened to him.
Ethan's fine. He's just forgotten this is a game.
You found me! Well done, Ryan.
We're Ethan now, huh?
Don't worry. It's just a game, Ryan.
Stupid game. I don't like it.
He was worried you were gone.
I thought we'd never find you again.
I'm right here. And I promise, I'm not going anywhere.
I wish Mira was here. And Asher. And Roderick.
I do too. But Mira's in King's Landing and...
Can't she come home? I don't want her to die too.
I can understand the
Ryan,
sentiment.
she's perfectly safe, I promise you.
I don't want Gared to die either. Maester Ortengrin said he got sent to the wall.
He did, and it was a bunch of crap.
I'll miss Gared. He was nice.
He'll be fine. Gared is smart.
No one will tell me what Gared did, but it must have been serious. I heard Duncan and Sir Royland talking. They said someone will come here looking for revenge.
Everyone's worried about you, but I'm not. I know you'll protect us.
Who said they're worried about me?
Well, Sir Royland for one. He says you can't fight very well.
Thanks,
What?
Sir Royland.
And he calls you a milksop.
Really?
Sir Royland forgets himself.
Yeah, he does.
After all, you are the lord of the house now.
He doesn't know me or what I'm capable of.
What does milksop mean?
I don't know. But I know it's not good.
Ethan,
It's
you
kinda
should
like
let
a
Sir
wimp.
Royland teach you how to wield a sword. Like a man. He taught Roderick and Asher, and he even showed me how to fight. Properly, I mean.
A lord should know how to fight.
You should. But do I really want the guy who's going around telling my little brother that I'm a milksop to be the guy to teach me? If we don't know how to fight, we need to know how to fight. This is important. But I'm feeling like Sir Royland might not be the best option if he's... It's undermining. House Forrester's at a really tough place here. We need to try and bolster everybody's confidence. Going around talking about how the new lord is young and weak and doesn't know how to fight properly, blah, 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 blah. Nobody's going to have confidence in that. We need to stay strong. This is interesting being another character, though. Because I in my Walking Dead playthroughs and Wolf Among Us, I got used to just following the one person's story. So, I don't know, it's different. And I'm also a little nervous. I mean, it follows the books. Each chapter is told from a different point of view, so that makes sense, but it makes me nervous. Like, when are we going to get to go back to Gared? I want to know what's going to happen with him. Am I only going to get just little bits of a bunch of different people? How many different people are we going to be?
Do you remember when we were younger? When we all used to play here? You, me, Roderick, Asher. We'd all be out here for hours.
Yeah. Where was I?
You weren't born yet.
We had so much fun. But then everything changed. Roderick became so serious, the Lord in training, and he never smiled anymore. And Asher just got angry at everything. Promise me you won't be like that. Please, just be you. I like you the way you are.
I will do my best.
I know a lord has many responsibilities, but you don't need to be like them.
I promise I won't change.
Good, because I'd rather have a brother than a lord.
I'll have to have both, I'm afraid.
But since you're the new lord, you can do anything you want.
That's
I
not how it
suppose.
works. I have an
Everyone will
obligation
have to do as you say.
to do
So
things properly.
I could have all the sweets I want.
Nope.
If only it were that simple.
That's not how it works.
Well, that's how it should work. You are the lord.
It's a responsibility. It's not just a privilege.
Lord Ethan, you're needed in the Great Hall at once. Quickly, on your feet.
All right, off we go. That's not really the proper tone to be addressing your lord in, but I don't want to be like a pompous sort of lord or anything, but I think it's impossible.
What's
I mean,
the
not
matter?
impossible. I think it's
Lord
important.
Whitehill has arrived, unannounced and certainly unexpected. He's come demanding justice.
Well, we will tell him
Can't
off.
he meet with Duncan? He is the castellan.
No, he needs to meet with me.
Stay with us.
No, I
Please,
have to
Ethan.
assert myself as
He's
lord. It's
demanding
important.
an audience with the Lord. We really must go.
It's your decision. You are the lord.
I am the lord.
I were lord, I would command Ethan to stay.
All right. Obviously, I don't want to stay because I need to show the Whitehills that I'm the lord as well, and that even though I'm young, I'm someone to be reckoned with. Otherwise, they're going to trample all over our house. But my options, I kind of want to pick the tell him who's lord option because I don't like the way he was addressing me. Now, as I was saying, I don't want to be pompous, but it's very important to establish the proper respect and to have everyone treat me as lord right from the start. Because if they don't, it puts our house in a weak position. We need everyone to maintain that respect for the position of Lord. We need to keep everyone's confidence up. We've got to follow all the formalities. But I'm afraid that if I pick that option, then that's going to be just Ethan saying, I'm going to stay here with my brother and sister. So I think we're going to choose just go with him, and maybe if he keeps treating us nasty, we'll shut him down a little later.
With his family. Lord Whitehill is a mean old man anyways.
No, I got to
Fine.
go, guys. It's important.
If that's what's required of me.
Very well then.
I don't know. Now I kind of feel like maybe Royland, if he's known the family for a long time, maybe it's not a bad thing that I have to earn his respect, because I think if I do, then he'll be a really powerful and loyal ally to me. We'll give him a chance. And we're also going to go ahead and wind the episode down here. Please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this. Come back next time. We'll see what Whitehill wants. I'm not going to take crap from him. Like I said, gotta assert ourselves right now. This is everything we do now is crucial at this juncture, because this is setting a precedent for how everyone's going to treat us from here on out. So we've got to be confident, we've got to be strong, decisive, right from the start. No letting them trample on us. But we'll do that next time.